Hello everyone, and welcome back to Healthy Hub. I'm Dr. Healthy Hub, and on this channel we talk about simple, practical health advice to help you stay strong.
Today, we're going to talk about something many seniors notice, but almost nobody really explains. Those vertical ridges on the nails. Most people are told, don't worry, it's just aging. Maybe you've heard that too. Maybe you tried nail creams, vitamins, or home remedies, but nothing really changed. Here's the truth. While some nail changes can happen with age, your nails can also reveal important clues about what's happening inside your body, especially when it comes to nutrition, energy levels, and overall health. Your nails are not just cosmetic. They're like small health reports growing right at your fingertips. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 biggest myths people believe about nail ridges, the real nutritional deficiencies that may be connected to them, and simple daily habits that can help support healthier nail growth naturally. And make sure you stay until the end, because the 3rd myth is the one that confuses most people, and it may be the reason why so many treatments never actually work.
Before breaking down the 3 myths, you need to understand one important thing, and it's simple. The nail you see on your finger right now was not created yesterday. That nail started forming 3, 4, even 6 months ago in a place you cannot see, the nail matrix. It's located beneath the skin, right at the base of the nail, hidden under the cuticle. Down there, cells divide, fill themselves with a protein called keratin, and slowly move outward. What you see when you look at your hand is material that already completed its process. It already left the factory. It's already finished. Think of it like an old accounting book from a small shop, where the owner wrote down everything coming in and going out every day. If one month was good, the pages look clean and organized. If that month was difficult, the handwriting changes, there are crossed out numbers, messy notes, signs that something went wrong. The cover of the book may still look perfect, but one glance at those pages tells the story. Your nails work the same way. Each ridge moving from the base toward the tip is like a record of your nutritional state during that period. The nail you have today reflects what you ate months ago, and the nail growing now, still invisible, depends on what you eat this week. That completely changes how we should look at the problem. Your nails are giving you information from inside the body, information that may have been building silently for months. Have you ever run your finger across your nails and felt those thin lines moving from the base to the tip? That's what we're going to explain now. Myth number 1. Those ridges are normal. They're just from aging. There's some truth to that. After age 60, the rate of cellular renewal slows down. The cells in the nail matrix divide more slowly, and this can produce a fine, soft ridge, sometimes just a single vertical line running from top to bottom. Dermatologists call this physiological onychorexis, simply put, an expected change in nail texture that comes with age. Up to that point, the explanation is correct, but there's something it leaves out. When the ridges are multiple, deep, visible on all the nails, when the nail splits along those lines, when the texture changes from one hand to another or from one finger to another, that goes beyond normal aging. Clinical dermatology clearly distinguishes between normal aging changes and changes that may indicate nutritional problems. And that distinction matters because one situation requires no action, the other does. Let's be direct.
If all your nails have pronounced ridges, if they break easily along those lines, and if you've also noticed more hair shedding than usual or slower wound healing, aging alone may not explain everything together. At that point, nutrition deserves closer attention. Has someone told you it's just age? Did that answer feel incomplete? That intuition may have a real basis. You hear it online, at pharmacies, sometimes even in health-related environments. Take more calcium and your nails will improve. But listen carefully. Nails are made of keratin.
Keratin is a protein, a tough, fibrous protein, the same one that forms hair. Calcium makes up less than 1% of the nail's composition. Less than 1%. Most people are surprised when they hear that because nails are completely different from bones. Bones require large amounts of calcium. Nails need something else. They need amino acids to build keratin. They need iron so the matrix cells can divide properly. They need zinc as an assembly tool. They need B vitamins so the process runs smoothly. Here's what's really happening inside the body. The nail matrix works like a factory, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Each shift produces a tiny piece of nail using whatever materials arrive that week. If high-quality materials arrive, the result is smooth, strong, even nail growth. But if iron is lacking, or zinc is low, or protein intake is insufficient, the piece comes out defective. Small grooves, fragility, irregularities that remain permanently recorded in that section of the nail. Taking more calcium when the real problem lies elsewhere is like sending bricks to a factory that actually needs mortar. The bricks pile up at the door, but without mortar to hold them together, the wall being built inside remains unstable. Zinc works like that mortar in keratin synthesis. It helps amino acids bind together correctly. Without it, the pieces are there, but they don't hold properly together. So what does the evidence say about the nutrients that actually matter? Iron deficiency affects how the cells of the nail matrix multiply. This has been documented.
Vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 plays a role in producing the cells that build the nail. When levels are low, changes can appear in both pigmentation and nail structure. After age 60, B12 absorption decreases because the stomach produces less acid. Even if you eat foods containing B12, your body may not absorb enough of what it needs. Zinc deficiency. Zinc tells amino acids how to assemble properly to form organized keratin. Researchers in trace minerals and biological medicine have documented the relationship between low zinc levels and structural nail changes. Without enough zinc, the assembly process becomes defective, like a brick wall without mortar. The blocks are there, but the structure fails. Low protein intake, and this is the one people mention the least. If not enough amino acids reach the nail matrix, the factory works with whatever materials it has available, and that simply isn't enough to produce a smooth, strong nail. Many adults over 60 consume less protein than they think. Breakfast becomes coffee and cookies, lunch is soup and a little rice, dinner is something light, and eventually the body runs out of raw materials. In people over 60, these 4 deficiencies are common, and they often appear together because diets tend to become simpler with age. People eat less variety, smaller portions, and the intestines absorb nutrients less efficiently. What nutritional evidence has documented, and what years of work with older adults consistently show is that when iron, zinc, B12, and protein intake improve steadily, the new nails growing from the base begin to look different. The old part doesn't change. That record has already been written. But what grows from inside starts telling a different story. Now we come to what really matters. Myth number 3. A cream will fix it. This is the most misleading myth because it sounds logical. You have a problem on the nail, so you apply a product directly on top. Simple, like putting a bandage on a wound. A cream can hydrate the surface. That part is true. It may make the nail feel smoother. It may protect what already exists. It may help prevent dryness around the edges or stop the nail from catching on clothing.
But the cream stays where you apply it, on the surface of a nail that was formed months ago. The nail matrix is under the skin at the base of the nail, working with the nutrients it receives through the bloodstream. A cream does not change what the matrix receives. You're applying product to material that already left the factory. Imagine an old wooden board damaged by termites. The damage is inside the wood, deep in its core, slowly weakening it. You sand the surface and it becomes smooth and pleasant to touch, but inside, the termites continue their work. The sanding never reaches the interior. To solve the problem, the wood has to be treated from within. The same thing happens with nails. The real solution comes from what enters through the mouth, travels through the blood, reaches the matrix, and becomes new nail tissue weeks or months later. And this is actually simpler than it sounds. It doesn't require expensive products. Creams have their place. They help care for what already exists. But if the ridges are caused by nutrition, cream alone will not change the nail currently growing beneath the cuticle. So here's a practical place to start this week. Review 4 things in your diet. They're simple, affordable, and you can begin tomorrow morning. First, iron. Plant-based iron is absorbed less efficiently than animal-based iron. That's important to understand. Lentils, chickpeas, and beans are good sources, but they need support, and that support is vitamin C. Whenever you eat legumes, add a source of vitamin C to the same meal.
They're inexpensive in many markets and contain very high concentrations of B12. Including them 2 or 3 times a week can already help. 1 egg a day provides B12, protein, and zinc at the same time. It's affordable, easy to prepare, fits into almost any breakfast, and gives the nail factory 3 important materials in a single food. For people who don't eat fish or meat, B12 is practically non-existent in plant foods. That's simply a nutritional fact. In those cases, it's worth discussing supplementation with a doctor. Before making changes to medications or supplements, always consult a healthcare professional, since the appropriate dose depends on the individual. Third, zinc. A handful of pumpkin seeds as a mid-morning snack. It can really be that simple. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most concentrated plant-based sources of zinc available. They fit in a small bag, weigh almost nothing, and require no preparation. Zinc is also found in legumes, turkey, lean meats, and aged cheese. But pay attention to this. Taking zinc supplements without medical supervision can interfere with copper absorption. These 2 minerals compete for the same absorption pathway in the intestine. If too much zinc enters, copper can be blocked, and copper also matters for healthy nails and hair. That's why it's generally better to get zinc from a varied diet. And if you're considering supplementation, do it under medical guidance.
Fourth, protein. According to the European Society for Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism, healthy adults over 60 need at least 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. When there is illness, muscle loss, or nutritional risk, that amount may rise to 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram. That's considerably more protein than many older adults consume on a typical day. What does that mean in practice? If you weigh 70 kilograms, you may need between 84 and 105 grams of protein daily. 1 egg contains about 6 grams. A medium chicken breast contains around 30 grams. A plain yogurt has about 5 grams. A plate of chickpeas provides roughly 15 grams. A handful of almonds contains around 6 grams. When people add up everything they eat in a day, many realize they are far below those targets. Especially when breakfast is coffee with toast and jam, lunch contains lots of rice but little protein, and dinner is very light. And when protein intake is too low, the nail factory works with limited materials. The result is weaker, more irregular nail growth with deeper ridges. So how can you start tomorrow? 1 egg at breakfast plus a fruit rich in vitamin C, a kiwi, an orange, or strips of raw red pepper. It's a small change that fits almost any kitchen and almost any budget, and it gives the body iron, zinc, B12, and protein in a single meal. Now let's talk about when you'll actually see results, because expectations matter here. A fingernail takes between 4 and 6 months to grow completely from the base to the tip. The part already formed, the part you see now, will not change. That part is already history. What can change is the new nail still forming inside the matrix. If nutrition improves this week, within 4 to 8 weeks, the area closest to the cuticle may begin growing out differently, smoother, more even, while the older section farther from the base still looks the same. Think about farming.
What you plant today is not harvested this afternoon. But if you never plant anything, there will be nothing to harvest months later. Nails work the same way. Consistency matters more than intensity. One egg every morning for 3 months is more useful than taking an expensive supplement for a single week and then stopping. And the changes appear in a very specific way. The base of the nail, the part nearest the cuticle, begins growing smoother. As the nail grows, that smooth section gradually moves forward, while the older ridged section moves closer to the tip.
Before we finish, I want you to remember one important thing. Your body speaks to you long before serious symptoms appear. Sometimes it speaks through your energy levels, sometimes through your sleep, your hair, your skin, and sometimes through your nails. Those small ridges you see in the mirror may seem insignificant, but they can be quiet signs that your body needs better nourishment, more balance, and more care from the inside. The good news is this: small daily habits create powerful changes over time. A better breakfast, more protein, enough iron, zinc, and vitamin B12, more consistency, and less neglect. These are simple steps, but month after month, they can help your body rebuild stronger from within. And remember, healthy aging is not about looking younger. It's about staying strong, independent, active, and full of life for as many years as possible. If this video helped you understand something new about your health, write in the comments which myth surprised you the most: myth 1, myth 2, or myth 3. And if you enjoy practical health advice designed especially for seniors, make sure to subscribe to Healthy Hub and turn on notifications, because every week we share simple, science-based tips to help you take better care of your body naturally. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.